Hello there fellow humans and welcome to this video, and today is another great video because Wargaming is apparently doing this weekly now, and I guess I'll be broke. So consider subscribing and becoming a member to help me out with that, please. Thank you. Anyway, there are new containers here. They're called the German invasion containers, which sounds a bit wrong now, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want that to happen again now, would we? Yeah, good. I'm allowed to make that joke, you're not. Anyway, as you can see right here, there are a variety of different cases available, a variety of different ways to completely throw out your money. Now, what is included in these crates? E25, Snowstorm Jagdtiger, the regular Jagdtiger, the Scorpion G, Löwe, E75 TS, VK100, Panther 88, Panzer 58, M4190, KPZ 70, and VK9001P. Now, before I'm going to open a few of these crates, I'm going to go through all of those vehicles, if I can remember correctly, and show you how good they are, because I'm not going to waste all my gold on these crates. So, let's go through the tanks first. The drop chance is 10%, so it's not horrible, but then again, the amount of crates is reduced again, so the chance isn't higher. It's just higher drop chance, less crates. Doesn't really matter. So let's go through the tanks. Let's start at the bottom with the E25, which is a pretty good Tier 7 German tank destroyer, and it's worth it, I think. Even though it is not as powerful as it is in World Tanks PC, it has still a very, very capable gun with 3000 DPM at Tier 7, which is insane. The penetration is not the best because it's essentially a Tier 6 gun that the Jagdpanzer 4 gets as well. So it doesn't have armor, it has amazing mobility, so it is definitely worth it. Then we go to Tier 8, and there we have things like the 75 TS and the Löwe. They are decent heavy tanks, obviously not as good as the T-54E2, for example, but they are certainly very decent heavy tanks with the Löwe. A very good gun, not the best of DPMs, but very accurate, so the Löwe is more of a second line heavy tank rather than a big frontline brawler, which the VK168 is, but this tank sucks ass in every single way. It's basically a reverse driving Mäuschen, and yeah, it's horrible. It is good against Tier 7s because they don't have a lot of penetration, but against Tier 8s you're absolutely hopeless, so if you get this one, cry. Then we have things like the Panther 88, which is completely hopeless as well. It is one of the worst premium tanks in the game. It has a pretty nice 8.8mm gun with sort of decent penetration and decent DPM for a Tier 8 medium. But then again, Wargaming hates Tier 8 medium tanks, so basically every single Tier 8 medium tank except the Progetto and the Chimera are horrible. So there is that. Then we got the M4190, which is a decent vehicle as well. It has 3.5k DPM, which is better than any of the medium tanks actually. It has not the best of penetration, but it has nice heat rounds. 240 alpha damage instead of 225, so it has more alpha damage. It also has HEP rounds, high explosive plastic, which it doesn't say actually here, with 102mm of penetration, so you're very, very effective against other light tanks as well, and it's very accurate with 8 degrees of gun depression. And because it's a Bulldog, it is fast as hell, with a nice hull turn rate. Then, what do we have left? The Panzer 58, which is basically a glorified Panzer, Indian Panzer, so I wouldn't get that as well. It's a very, very bad tank. Then, what do we have remaining? KPZ 70, the VK, and the 2 Jagdtigers. Let's talk about the Jagdtiger first, and the Scorpion as well. The Jagdtiger has 3500 DPM, which is absolutely insane. Also 235 penetration, which is more that of a Tier 9 medium. But basically what this is, they basically pasted the Leopard PTA gun onto the Jagdtiger, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but they did it anyway, which makes this tank very, very capable at sniping. It's not good for the front line because it basically has no armor whatsoever, except against Tier 7s, so you can use it that way, but it doesn't have armor, it doesn't have ability, it has to rely on the gun. Therefore, 6 out of 10. Basically. Then we got the Scorpion G, which is basically an amazing medium tank in that sense. Also, the Snowstorm Jagdtiger is the exact same as the normal Jagdtiger, so I hope you know that. The Scorpion G, more alpha damage than the Yak Tiger, but less DPM, only 2.8k, which, I mean, only. It is basically, if you look at it, it's the best medium tank at tier 8. Because it has a tank destroyer gun with basically a light tank hull, which kind of combines it into something of a medium tank, in a way. Anyway, 460 alpha damage with 2.8k DPM, that is very, very good. Also insane accuracy. It doesn't have a lot of gun depression, but it has good mobility. So I don't play this tank as a camper, I play it very aggressively, but then again, you have to be very careful with that playstyle because you don't have any armor. But it's a very good vehicle. In my opinion, it is the best tier 8 tank destroyer that money can buy. Then, what else do we have? We go to T9, where is the KPZ-70. Right here, which is sort of a fat Leopard in a way, because it compares very well to the Leopard PTA as well. It is slower, it has better armor, and it also has horrible DPM. It is a 152mm gun, for some reason. A American gun, in fact, but it's in a German tech tree anyway. Actually, this is the MBT-70, but yeah, whatever. 252mm of penetration, so it's a standard tier 9 gun with tier 10 penetration, tier 9 other characteristics. So this version isn't the best. Accuracy, aiming time, ouch, and horrible DPM at only 2000, but it can hit hard at 560 damage. Mobility is somewhat decent. It had a power to weight ratio of 17, which is good, but then again, it's not the fastest of heavy tanks. Armor is decent. It's a good vehicle. It is certainly worth getting, but it is very, very difficult to actually play because you don't have a lot of DPM. You have to play it very careful in that aspect. And then the last one in the box, and obviously the most worth one, the best German heavy tank in the game, and that is the VK90, which is one of the only German heavy tanks that I actually like. Which says a lot, actually. It has 2.5k DPM, sort of similar to the MX M4, 54 and 460 alpha damage, 275 penetration, which is very, very good. If you are using gun rammer, if you use calibrated, that goes up to 289, so penetration is very, very good. If you look at the mouse, the penetration is rather lackluster. I'm using calibrated here, it's only 258. So this is a very, very, very good tank. I would say that pound for pound, in the role that it plays, it's better than the AMX M449. It's a back-turreted tank with 10 degrees of gun depression, so you have to know what you're doing to do well in it, but it is an insanely good vehicle. And that's all the tanks in this container set. Now, let's open some containers, rather, and we're going to shop here, and they are for gold this time. They're being sold for gold, which is good because I don't have any money on my Steam account. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 6 of them rather than the 14 because that is not cool and that is way too much. Well, you get 6, you get 2 extra, so that will be 8. So let's go for it because I still want to have sufficient enough gold in case the Super Conqueror comes in the store that I can get it. So we have 8 crates here. The chance of dropping is 10%, so it is unlikely that I will get a tank, and that is the exact point. 9,000 gold is about, as you can see here, 27, 28 euros. So let's go. Let's open them. Let's see what we can get. Yeah, that is some worthless boosters. These crates do not contain gold, so you're getting ripped off again here, because if you only get boosters and not get a tank, then that is pretty shit. So these crates, compared to like the mystery crates and something like that, they are very, very bad. Even though they have 10% drop chance, there is no gold in them, so the chance of actually making profit is very, very bad. So far, we're minus 9,000 gold. Let's add a collective 2,000 for all the boosters and certificates and stuff like that, so we're minus 7,000. We lost 7,000 gold on what we could have had. Right here. Basically, so far. Unless we get a tank. Or I get a tank, rather. And it doesn't look likely. It does not look likely at this moment, because obviously the drop chance is only 10%. We got 100 certificates for 1 hour, which is nothing, basically. And, yeah, that is it. I basically just threw out 7,000 gold for this video, and without hope of disappointment, that is it. Don't get these crates, they're fucking stupid. And I'm stupid as well for opening them. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one. Goodbye.